Welcome to Flight School. I'm going to show you guys how to pilot a few of these vehicles when they spawn. Alright, make sure you haven't got your speed boost on and jump in the cockpit, don't press anything, and you will just stay there. Just press your up arrow, let it go, and you'll stay there. I'm not touching any key on my keyboard. I'm going to move my mouse backwards a very tiny bit, and you see I am slowly moving forward with momentum. I'm going to move it back again. You see the SPD at the bottom of the screen. That tells me how fast I'm going, that's speed. So if I push forward quite a lot, it goes really fast, and if I push back, go back to normal position, it slows back down. So I'm almost at standstill. So I've got my up arrow, which moves the bar above my alt, shows my speed, and I can press my down arrow, which will bring it down. As you, I'm not touching my mouse, I'm not even touching my keyboard at this point in time. Now I've got my left arrow and my right arrow, which spin me around on the spot. I'm not actually moving anything other than my left and my right arrow, and I'm not moving, which is fantastic. I'm going to move my mouse to the left very slowly, and I've tilted, and my speed's rising, so I want to press my up arrow key and tilt more so I can tilt without dropping. Let go of my up arrow key and tilt back to normal position. I can press F5 and I can or whatever your key is to view your external cockpit, and I can press my left arrow key and my right arrow key, or my up arrow key and my down arrow key. Move my mouse to the left, remembering to press my up arrow key while I'm doing it, or go back to normal position. To the right, pressing my up arrow key, back to normal position. That is basic flight. Back to the Flight 101 is a bit more training for you. Just get myself a bit of a speed boost by pressing my speed toggle button, and I've got a bit of combat going on at the moment. I don't know why, but hey, let's see if I can take out whoever's on my case. Right, back to flight training. You can see what you can do when you can fly and stay straight and you're not hitting the mountains. It's pretty fun up there in the sky. Right, I'm just gonna get myself to a slightly lower level, just descending by spinning around on the spot. It's not a good idea to do this anywhere near combat, or I can just make sure my speed's pretty low and then drop using that method there. There we go. I'm going to face a wall. I'm going to move close to a wall, and I'm just going to move using my mouse and my left and right arrow keys. That's all I'm using to move. So you can see I can keep nice and tight to a wall. And a good example of this is if I wanted to stay low, which is not recommended in most flight, I can stay pretty low and avoid quite a lot of the ground as I go pretty fast, using my strafe techniques. Pretty much go through anything here with pretty much ease. Does take a bit of concentration so you don't hit the walls of anything, and like I said, it's not advisable to fly low because you're practically a sitting duck target for anybody with an anti-air weapon. Right, there's two ways to use the plane. Obviously the first one is to take out other planes, which are their primary objective will be to take down your assets. So with the anansi, it's nice and easy to take down aeroplane, other vehicles. And to take out ground, I'll just show you that in a second. Let me just get to a better position here. So there's a ground target for me, straight in front of me. Infantry. As you can see, I'm having to hit infantry quite a lot to take them down. They don't just die with one hit, which is it's a gameplay balancing thing basically. Oh dear, don't get stuck in the tree if you can help it. It's very easy. Okay, so here we are. I'm in a live server now. It's going to probably take me a while to get a vehicle. I'll just wait a while. I'll stop the demo while I'm waiting. Okay, right, well I'm in the air now, so let's see if I can show you some ground targets being taken down. What do we have? Okay. I'm using my air brake. Keep myself nice and steady while I take out the targets. Using all the skills that I taught myself offline, I'm able to navigate nice and easily around the map. When you start getting really good and you start taking out a lot of their targets, you'll start getting a lot of anti-air coming at you. You'll need to bind a flare button. It's absolutely essential in the air, and you'll need to get used to dodging. And one of the ways to ensure they don't get a lock on you is to try and stay moving all the time if you can. Right, I'd already picked out my next target while I was talking to you. I'd seen there was a Cyclops coming from my team, so I'm going to go for the Cyclops. I'll notice there's a bird in the air, so I'm not going to get very long. So I need to take my shots and get out of there as fast as I can. And then get back on my target. I'm a bit worried about I was a bit worried about that. I couldn't quite work out where it was on the ground. It looked like somebody else had finished off the Cyclops. So I picked my next target. The next target is their radar. Obviously, keeping them blind is very important, and that's one of the things I class as an important part of being in the air. Making them blind, taking out their anti-vehicles when you've got an taking out their anti-vehicles when you've got an APC. Taking out their anti-personnel when you've got a target you need to attack, such as a generator to destroy. It's all basic stuff, but the air support can really help. I'm just going to stop the video for a minute while I wait for another vehicle. Okay, I'm back in another vehicle. Right, next thing you want to do is you want to establish a route of attack, a path which you'll follow. You can have multiple paths, but basically what you want to do is you want to find a way that you can attack as much as their as much as their ground vehicles as possible. And you can see how valuable my flare is there. I just basically flew straight line and stopped 4 or 5 of their anti-vehicle missiles. Bad news is they know I'm coming now. You see how tight this is. I'm actually in the tree, but it's not causing me any damage, if I'm lucky. Just from clever flying there. Okay, let's see if I can take out some of these targets. Cyclops was causing my team some trouble last time, so I'm just going to make sure that it's at least seriously damaged before I move on. I don't want to destroy it totally, because they'll have to either fix it or wait for it to destroy itself. I've just seen some chaff in the air, so there's probably a vehicle for me to take out. He was panicking now. I didn't really need to do much but to keep the pressure on him. Now I've just noticed a few anti-air missiles coming towards me with no lock on. That's somebody manually aiming at me, so I'm just going to move out of the way. Obviously they must think I'm an easy target where I am. As soon as I got low, I died with an anti-air. Not even learning from my own preaching. And that's it in the air.